Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz, coming to you live February 8th from Las Vegas, Nevada. This fight will be contested over 12 rounds in the super lightweight division, which means that there will be a weight limit set at 140 pounds for this contest. This fight is also for the unification of the super lightweight championships with the WBO and Ring Magazine belts on the line. Now, before we go any further more into this prediction, let me forewarn you that February 8th is a Thursday. So this fight is happening on a Thursday night. Be sure to set your calendars or set you a reminder, whatever you have to do to be sure that you don't miss this bout. Teofimo Lopez will be stepping into the ring with a record of 19-1, with 13 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Now, the stats do suggest that Teofimo Lopez will have the power punching advantage, as he will be boasting a 68% knockout ratio compared to Jamaine Ortiz' 47% knockout ratio. Jamaine Ortiz will be stepping into the ring with a record of 17 wins, 1 defeat, and 1 draw, with 8 of his wins coming by knockout. Jamaine Ortiz is also ranked number 11 by the WBO in the super lightweight division. Now, when it comes to quality of competition, Teofimo Lopez has the definite clear-cut edge over Jamaine Ortiz. Teofimo Lopez has won 4 of his last 5 fights, and the last time that we saw Teofimo Lopez in the ring, he completely demolished Josh Taylor, cruising to a unanimous decision victory. Before that, Teofimo Lopez was given a decision over Sandor Martin. That fight, we kind of scored it differently, but Teofimo Lopez won that fight against Sandor Martin. He knocked out Pedro Campa, and he beat Vasily Lomachenko. But in between the fight with Pedro Campa and Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez suffered a defeat at the hands of George Furiosos Kambosos. Now, Jamaine Ortiz, he has won 3 of his last 5 fights, and the last time we saw Jamaine Ortiz was back in September when he defeated Antonio Moran. And before that, Jamaine Ortiz lost a unanimous decision to Vasily Lomachenko. Ortiz also defeated Jamel Herring and Mahir Albright. But when I assess this fight between Teofimo Lopez and Jamaine Ortiz, I have to go back and look at that fight between Jamaine Ortiz and Joseph Adorno. Joseph Adorno hit Jamaine Ortiz with a shot that was so beautiful. My goodness, if you guys go back and watch that fight, it was a beautiful fight. That fight went 12 rounds, and it was ruled a draw. You know, both fighters had their moments in the bout, but in that fight, Joseph Adorno hit Jamaine Ortiz with an uppercut, and he had Jamaine Ortiz slumped in between the ropes. And that uppercut was set up by great footwork and just great timing. And to me, those are 2 of Teofimo Lopez's best attributes. So, you know, when assessing this fight, I can look at that fight between Jamaine Ortiz and Joseph Adorno and see some similarities in the way that Joseph Adorno was moving around the ring in that fight. But on the other side of the spectrum, in that win for Teofimo Lopez against Sandor Martin, Teofimo showed a lot of vulnerability himself because he was completely outboxed. I mean, Sandor Martin is a southpaw, so we know southpaws do give everyone problems, but he completely outboxed Teofimo Lopez, and he put him on the canvas numerous times, and the referee even missed a few knockouts, calling them knockdowns. And he did not give Teofimo Lopez the 8 count. You know, he was kind of calling it a slip. But Teofimo did suffer some official knockdowns against Sandor Martin, which I find it hard to believe that Teofimo Lopez got the decision in that fight. You go back and watch that fight. And he also lost to George Kambosos. So both fighters, they have their moments. But when Teofimo Lopez is on his A game, he is a hard man to beat, just like in his last fight with Josh Taylor. So this fight is a really, really good fight for both fighters. And Jamaine Ortiz is looking to make a statement in this bout. But here at Rounds Boxing Club, we're taking Teofimo Lopez to defeat Jamaine Ortiz. And we'll even step out on a limb and say that Teofimo Lopez will knock out Jamaine Ortiz in between rounds 7 and 9. If you would like to keep up with more in the world of boxing, be sure to punch that subscribe button. You can follow us over at Instagram at Rounds Boxing Club. And as always, like, subscribe, protect yourself at all times. We out. Peace.